Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Infinitode 2. So in this video, I'm gonna showcase the Gauss tower with max endless. Now there's been one huge major update recently on the 1.8.6 patch, and now you can see that the score is and the overall numbers are not limited to 2 billions, but now to 9 quintillions, and therefore now experience gained, maximum damage gained, all that it has been increased by many times. And therefore now I'm gonna showcase the Gauss tower, and I'm gonna show you what's the highest possible damage that you can achieve, or I mean how you can get close to that maximum damage output. So as I said before, my research is maxed. So you can see here Gauss has the everything golden, so everything is as strong as it could possibly be. And also here general research, prestige research, the research up here, everything is maxed. This is my current start research. I've just got all the upgrades possible to maximize the amount of experience gained, and to try to give as much damage as possible to Gauss. And yeah, this is a game I've saved up, and this is the game I have created. And now of course, the best way to give Gauss a ton of damage is with Scholar, and with the ultimate from Scholar. And this is my setup. You can see here I'm going with the boss style that makes like the portals to not spawn any bosses. So yes, I lose some mining speed in this way, but at the same time I don't have to worry about bosses whatsoever. So I think it's a huge advantage. I'm going with the Theta core, it's already maxed, and this is my current base. Really prioritizing experience multiplier and mostly damage, so experience multiplier and damage. And these are all the miners that have got all level 10 already. You know, they're giving the experience to the basic tower, and so you can see that I've already inside stored 145.8 million experience and counting. And now this is the point of the game. So after I get these 9 miners level 10, you can see here, this is where I use my 15 my 15 overloads, and I really try to maximize the experience I earn in this way. Of course, enemies become very tough, so I will have to use abilities to be able to handle them. But that's the reason why I also got with Flamethrower and Splash to build some pretty decent maximum DPS to help me. And then I also got here 8 freezing towers to once again increase the damage I can do to enemies. Yeah, right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these 15 overloads. It's very important that auto here is disabled. All right, once you do this, and yeah, so enemies are gonna move very quickly. Now when they approach this intermediate part, I'm gonna just use Loic. Now Loic is the best ability whenever you're building a map like this one that has a huge straight line, because of the fact you can damage all the enemies at once with it. So it's very nice. And we'll also get freezing as well. All right, so here, careful to these enemies. Yeah, here I used the ability too late, so I might leak some lives here, but yeah, whatever. And just letting the timer run out. And now because of these 15 overloads all in a row, these miners are gaining a ton of resources per second. And yeah, that means that now I can give just a ton more experience to basic. You can see here I'm earning millions per second. So that's just how crazy good this is. And again here I'm gonna just use the Loic up there. Just letting the timer run out. Don't use auto because you have already all these overloads, so enemies are moving super quickly. And I think I'm gonna just keep on using these Loics whenever like new enemies are gonna spawn. All right, losing some lives now and then, but it's fine. There are no bosses here, so you're not gonna lose a chunk of lives on any round. So that's also another reason why I'm going for this style right here. Another Loic right here. Just 90 seconds left, and you can see they still have energy to use like 2 more Loics, and that should be plenty of time. All right, let's be ready to use another one. Here we go. Oops, I used it too late. But anyway, just 20 seconds left. And that's it. So the 15 overloads are over. And if we go into the basic tower, you can see that now there isn't anymore the experience number, because the fact there are too many numbers, are more than 1 billion numbers. So it only says now bazillion. But this shouldn't like scare you, and you should still, keep on going. And now this is the stage where you can decide to go longer or shorter. Now you can see that here I'm just letting the timer run out because of the fact that I've already stacked a lot of time. You can see my miners here have more than 3 hours in terms of total double mining time right here. So I could just play for the next 3 hours without ever calling the next wave. And these miners would still give like as much as would gain as many resources as possible, and so they would give to the basic tower as much experience as possible. So this is the part of the gameplay where depending on how much time you have or how long you want to go, you can just decide to wait, and to wait for as long as you see fit, or as long as you can survive. Of course, enemies, the longer you go, the tougher enemies become. They're gonna get more and more and more HP. So surviving just these towers might become harder and harder. But with freezing, with these snowballs, right, that can also stun the enemies, you just gain so much time that I think you can always bring the enemies so close to death that then you can one-shot them with Flamethrower, with the ultimate from Flamethrower. Now, I didn't show the portals earlier on, but my portals are very weak, so they have very low difficulty. So even if I'm playing on Endless, 150% difficulty, you can see that my portals here are all below like 130 difficulty. They have no healers, no flying enemies. So this was the only thing like I wanted. Like I placed the lowest difficulty portals that didn't have healers and flying enemies. So, and that's the reason, because of the fact that, well, Gauss cannot hit flying enemies, and Flamethrower cannot one-shot healers and also flying enemies. So in that way, my Gauss, my Flamethrower is gonna be able to one-shot all the enemies, and my Gauss, because there are no flying enemies, Gauss can just bring every enemy into the range from the ultimate from Flamethrower, so you can like one-shot them every time. And in this case, I'm gonna just handle this until like wave 430. So I will try to survive for a little bit longer, but not too much, because again, as I said before, you can just stay here for as long as you see fit. Like there is no need. There is no need for you to go as I'm gonna go. You can just wait more. You can upgrade these last miners like level 10, the last two here in the corner. And you can just wait, you can just give as much experience as possible to this basic tower. And also here there is the double time. Unfortunately, you can't see it because it's on top of this score number, but here it says 3 hours and 39 minutes. So I also got this double passive coin generation, double experience generation for the towers, and also 25% more loot frequency. Well, in this case, loot frequency is not really important. I don't really care about that, but it's mostly the passive experience that's also doubled. So you can see here this X2, right? So I'm earning really a ton of experience. And yeah, this is the phase, as I said before, that you can just keep on playing for as long as you see fit, especially here considering all the miners here have more than 33 hours. So yeah, in my case, I will just stop here at this wave 430, just because I want to show you here how to progress and how to do the trick. And now what you're going to do is this. You want to, first of all, you're going to place the Gauss that you have to copy. So in this case, I'm going to place the Gauss that I want to copy here. And then you have to free the spot where the copied Gauss from the ultimate, from basic, is going to be spawned, right? So in this case right here, it's very important that the Gauss, the duplicate, the clone, is going to be close to resources, because remember that Gauss needs resources to even shoot. So I remember to leave the spot down there, and then you want to exit the game. Very, very important. You exit and then you reopen it again. So you have 0 frames here, right? There are no frames, nothing flying. Then here you have to do 2 things. First of all, you click on the ultimate from basic. You can see that that's the cloning from Gauss. And then before you do anything else, you activate Gauss' second ability. And this one is the one that's going to allow you to gain a ton of percentage damage. This one right here, see? Then you can go for the first ability, that's fine. And if you play the game, now you can see that all the experience that basic tower had inside is transferred into the clone. And because you activated the second ability fast enough, it's going to be burned to receive the extra damage. See? So now I have 691.950% bonus damage. And that's how the trick works with basic and with Gauss. So you can see that my Gauss here, I only got the first ability, the second one, and level 10. I haven't activated yet the extra 10% power, that it increases even more the damage. And you can see here I'm doing 3.72 billion damage. Of course, this damage is doubled because I have the clone here on the damage 5 tile. So of course it's doubling already this damage. But that's it. And this Gauss is level 0. All right. So that's just how strong this combo is. And then after you do the trick, of course, you can sell basic because now it's going to be useless, right? And the cool thing though is you can still keep on giving experience to Gauss. You can see that you're still earning. So this very small bar is still going up. So all this experience is still being given to Gauss. So you can increase even further this damage right here. Of course, you're gonna increase it over time. And it's a lot better if you give it first to basic and then you use the trick and you do it to Gauss, because it's gonna be much faster. But that's just how to do it. Now I can even sell these last 2 modifiers, right? All the miners here are touching a Gauss. So that means that they're giving experience, and so they're giving more of this XP. You can see here to Gauss. And yeah, this is a Gauss that is fully functional, so it's attacking and it's doing this amount of damage to enemies. And that's when you can like sell splash. You can sell here the damage that you do to flamethrower, and you can just get more of this modifiers, right? Search modifier to increase the range of flamethrower, because the important thing is that this flamethrower can attack the entire screen. So once you can reach the top of the map and you can attack everywhere, that's the best, because Gauss is gonna bring the enemies on. It's gonna leave enemies at 6.5% HP. Say this one, and then because of flamethrower ultimate, you're gonna one-shot them because you can instantly kill enemies below 9.8% HP. And so Gauss brings them very close to death, and then you one-shot them with flamethrower. So you do this combo. You don't need any more to have a great number of damage here from flamethrower, because it's percentage damage, and because it's completely irrelevant to the damage that the tower does. It just applies on the percentage on HP on the enemies. And because your Gauss is so strong, you're always gonna bring enemies into this threshold, right? So that's just because of this, how insane this damage is. If I go here into the portal, see that these enemies now, like some waves have 29 million, 23 million, and here my Gauss is doing 3.72 billion. So billion is 100 times greater than million. So that's just how insane high this damage is. And remember, this Gauss is level 0, and I haven't activated yet the extra power. Don't go for the ultimate, because you don't need to give like bonus time to these miners. They have already a ton of double time. Just go for more power, because that increases even more the damage that you do. And I'm just waiting here for this bar to do the full circle, so you guys can see the actual number here increasing. right? It's 1.9% damage that you gain each time. So sometimes it's gonna go up by 1, sometimes it's gonna go up by 2. In this case, it was 2. See? Now it's 952%. And that's it. So that's the trick. That's how to increase your Gauss damage by a ton using basic ultimate and this trick, this combo. And now I'm gonna just go and showcase this tower, and I'm gonna try to get as much damage as I can. So of course, as I said before, you can just wait, and you can just wait and wait and wait, and you can try to gain as much as possible on this number. You can even try to reach like 700,000% or even higher. Just depends, and you're just gonna need more time. And yeah, now I've got these modifiers here, right? Damage at the side and then power at the corner. You can see already 11.9 billion. Then I'm gonna get these Gauss now upgraded, and you can see that with each level, now I'm doing 173 billion damage. And yeah, after level 7, the damage increase is insane, because here it's almost half trillion damage. Then it goes to 1.08 trillion, then to 1.89, and then to 3.24. And you can increase it even further if you use this 10% power. Remember, you always have it there. In this case, see, it's 357 trillion. And yeah, so that's just how insane amount of damage you can gain on Gauss. And this is the tower where you gain the highest amount of damage in the game. Like, there is no tower that can ever reach this number up here. And yeah, only Gauss. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And these enemies are having millions of damage of HP. Even when these enemies are gonna have billions of HP, still this Gauss is gonna do trillions of damage. So that means that this Gauss is doing, even when enemies are gonna have billions of HP, the Gauss is still doing 1,000 times greater amount of damage. So you're gonna always be able to bring the enemies closer to this threshold, 6.5%, and then to one-shot them with Flamethrower. And it's always this combo, like you bring them closer to death, and then you one-shot them with Flamethrower. This is always the same combo that you use. And now with this setup, you can survive like literally until close to wave 10,000. So just imagine how much time you can just survive because of this insane amount of damage from Gauss. Now sometimes this is what happens. See that this enemy is not exactly in line of Gauss. So what happens is that you cannot hit it, or you cannot hit it right away. Like, sometimes they need to move a little bit closer towards the top, and then you can hit them. So you cannot one-shot them right away. See, also these two right here. And yeah, sometimes it happens. So sometimes it's very annoying. And so you always have to be careful. You always have to be ready, like, to rotate your Gauss towards one side, so you can one-shot, the enemy that might have been able to sneak past. So that's the one-shot. You can see their HP very close. So my Flamethrower is gonna one-shot it soon. So then rotate Gauss back to the center. And yeah, so that's the only like unfortunate thing about Gauss, is that some enemies, when they spawn very close onto the sides, are not gonna be hit by the attack. And so yeah, it's gonna be a little bit painful there. But that's the only thing. Like, other than that, and other than paying attention to these kind of enemies, you can just survive very, very long. And this is the damage that you get. And as I said before, you can increase it even more. If you just wait for longer, and you play for longer, and you give more experience, you can just gain more damage. I don't know if there is a limit, but definitely I would say that you can get strong. You can get it higher. And yeah, that's it. So that's the Gauss Tower showcase, getting as much damage as possible on this last patch. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.